I am a betting man, and I wager that you need better underwear. Stick around till the end of this video, though you're probably stuck down there already, for essential info on Sheath underwear, the best skivvies in the biz.
You know, one of the criticisms that Democrats get, even among other Democrats, is their lack of tenacity or willingness to get in the fight. And I don't so much have that particular criticism, but by extension, I do think there's a tendency, especially amongst old guard Democrats, to continuously give the benefit of the doubt to the opposition party, the Republicans, when no such benefit should be granted really at any time. We're seeing it right now. Donald Trump getting ready to take back power in the United States, be able to be a dictator on day one. He's committed countless, innumerable crimes. Unabashedly so, unashamed of his rampant criminality. And we have Democrats in the old guard who are now signaling we need to pardon Donald Trump. And the reason is for the unity of the country. They want to offer Donald Trump unity for the country when he himself will not offer that. He is vowing retribution against his political enemies, revenge, weaponization of the government against them. And what do Democrats want to do? The old guard. What do they want to do? Oh, let's lay down for Donald Trump. Let's pardon him to show him we are also reasonable. What are we doing here? Jim Clyburn, a storied politician in the history of the country, a man who certainly loves his country. He's just wrong. He's very, very off base about this. The problem lies in the fact that he holds sway over the opinion and the actions of Joe Biden, who he is now pressuring to pardon Donald Trump. Watch him talk on MSNBC about it. Then we're going to play some clips of Donald Trump to see, is this the guy that we as Americans want pardoned for his crimes?
Do you think that President Biden should pardon Donald Trump? And if so, why?
Yes, I do think so. And I think he should pardon all of those people that have been accused and have been targeted so that we can clean the slate. We can have an air of possibilities for the future. If we keep digging at things of the past, I'm not too sure the country will not lose its way. Now, remember, President Trump has been indicted, has been convicted on state crime. Also, please remember that the United States Supreme Court has given him immunity. And so I'm asking people who question my thought on this to explain to me how he would be any more insulated by this pardon than he seems to already be by the United States Supreme Court with its immunity.
Well, Congressman, then that would beg the question, why even bother to give him a pardon if he already has immunity from the Supreme Court?
Because I think Joe Biden will be demonstrating what he's always demonstrated to me, that he loves this country more than anything else other than maybe his family. He wants to see this country going forward. He doesn't want to see us keep digging into the past, but moving forward. So I think it would give a tremendous opportunity for him to demonstrate that kind of concern for the future of the country.
What are we doing here? Why are we floating this option? Why are leaders in the Democratic Party talking about pardoning a man who attempted to overthrow the United States government, set his mind, attention, and violent, frothing maniac supporters to overthrow the government of the United States, ending democracy in our country. And we're going to look the other way because Jim Clyburn thinks we shouldn't be digging into the past. He says, explain to me how it would insulate Trump at all. He has immunity. So explain to me why we're not looking to insulate Donald Trump from anything. We're looking for accountability. We're looking to end the multi-tiered justice system in the United States, one where if you have money or power or both, you're completely insulated, to use your word, Representative Clyburn. Donald Trump is a real, clear and present danger to our very democracy. He himself is an existential threat. No pardon should be floated. No pardon should be offered. No pardon should be granted. Jim Clyburn is attempting to be a Gerald Ford type in our age, who pardoned Richard Nixon. Did that heal the country? Were we better off because a president was allowed without consequence to break the law? And what Nixon did, it pales in comparison to the actions of Donald Trump. This is the man that Jim Clyburn is now bending over backwards to pardon, to let off the hook scot-free. Is this the man, Donald Trump? Is this who we want to see no consequence for? Someone who is still claiming he won the 2020 election? The thing that he claims justified his attempt to overthrow the United States government? Unrepentant. Zero remorse. But let's do him a solid for the sake of the country. For the sake of the country is why he needs to be prosecuted. Watch Donald Trump from the Kristen Welker interview yesterday.
Sir, I don't have to tell you this because you've talked about it. It comes at a time when the country is deeply divided. And now you're going to be leading this country for the next 4 years. For the sake of unifying this country, will you concede the 2020 election and turn the page on that chapter?
No. No. Why would I do that? But let me just tell you, when you say the country is deeply divided, I'm not the president. Joe Biden's the president.
But you're going to be the president.
No. I'm not the president. So when you say it's deeply divided, I agree. But Biden's the president. I'm not. And he has been a divider. And you know where he divided it more than anything else, and it probably backfired on him, I think definitely, is weaponization. When he weaponized the Justice Department and he went after his political opponent, me, he went after his political opponent violently because he knew he couldn't beat him. And I think it really was a bad thing. And it really divided our country.
Sir, Democrats have control of the White House now. They didn't in 2020. If they are going around stealing elections, why
when you
didn't
say
they do it
Democrats
this
have
time?
control now?
Of the White House.
Yeah.
So why didn't they steal this election? Since they have more power now.
Because I think it was too big to rig.
So you won't...
Too big to rig.
Continues to divide, continues to lie, continues to demonize, continues to vilify. But let's pardon him. Let's give Donald Trump something he is unwilling to offer anyone else: forgiveness, grace, decency. Who are we as a party that we're ready to lie down, stretch our neck out, invite the boot of tyranny to rest upon it? This is why we need a new generation of leadership in the Democratic Party. The old guard needs to pack it up, retire to their homes, to their ranches, to their vacation dwellings, and just retire. This old way of thinking hasn't proven victorious for us in the past. If you do love your country more than anything else, except for maybe your family, you will do what is good for the country. Accountability is good for the country. Justice is good for the country. Demonstrating to the American people that the way you would be treated by the justice system is exactly how someone in power would be treated is a good thing. Certainly don't offer to Donald Trump that which he is unwilling to offer to anyone else. Continuing to give him special treatment. Disgusting. Get it together. Joe Biden, do not pardon Trump. If for anything else, for the sake of your legacy, Joe Biden will be a walking joke if he pardons Donald Trump. His administration will be a failure if he pardons Donald Trump. What do you think? I would love to know. You can communicate via comment below. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. You can also email me daily@dollemore.com. Go over to I got the stickers in hand. Dollemore.info. We're selling these bat phone stickers and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's a great way to support this work, help produce this show. I know it's just a sticker, but every $6 purchase goes a long way to help fund the work we do here. You can also become a channel member, $2 a month. Click the join button below. Go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. I'm on social media everywhere @Dollemore. I'd love to see you, and I will see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.
There are so many unknowns in life. It often feels like a game of chance. Things often turn out differently than expected, despite the best planning or intentions. Interest rates, that fancy bottle of wine you bought, heck, the election, so much feels like a gamble. One thing you do not have to speculate on, your underwear, or mine for that matter. Designed by a U.S. military soldier while in Iraq, a guy who knows something about steaks, Sheath Underwear's dual pouch system ensures your package won't stick to your leg, while also giving everything some space by separating your gambler from his dice. You see what I'm doing here? Thanks to this testicular tech, Sheath has successfully been protecting your most valuable assets for over 10 years. They are recommended by multiple doctors and urologists and have over 20,000 five-star reviews from customers like me. I'm one of those 20,000 reviews. My sheaths have been with me through thick and thin, both before I was a bit heavier than I am now, and now as the leaner version of me. Trademark or copyright that. I love these things. I think that's pretty clear. So no more garment gambling, all right? Head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore to score 20% off. You don't need to be a high roller. You see the theme here, the gambling and the dice and the... It's good, right? You don't have to be a high roller to have unbeatable underwear. My go-tos are the Airflow Mesh, but Sheath has tons of excellent styles and designs. All sheaths are backed by a 2-year warranty and will land on your doorstep near instantly thanks to blindingly fast shipping, which is free in the United States on orders over $75. Also, your purchase actually does affect positive change, and this is very important. Sheath supports multiple charities like Socks for Soldiers and Doctors Without Borders, so you're winning for the world too when you buy from Sheath. Don't roll the dice on your drawers. Score 20% off right now when you head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore. Real change starts with you and, believe it or not, your package. Upgrade your undergarments to Sheath.